welcome to S24 Business News, your trusted windows into the stories shaping the markets, economies and industries across Nigeria, Africa and the world. I am Oniye Shukra. This afternoon, we take you across shifting markets, rising economic pressures and major corporate movements that continue to define the global business landscape. Here are the top business stories. We begin at home, where the stock market maintained its strong upward momentum today. The Nigerian exchange continued to attract significant investor activity with sustained interest in banking, telecommunication and industrial stocks, even as inflation concerns and foreign exchange volatility persists. Experts say renewing confidence in key sector of the economy is helping to maintain this market resilience with steady participation from institutional investors, keeping trading activity firm. Still in Nigeria, the aviation sector is under increasing pressure as global energy costs continue to rise. Airline operators report that aviation fuel prices are climbing steadily, raising concerns that airfares may increase in the coming weeks if the trend continues. Industry experts warn that rising operational costs are becoming one of the most significant challenges for carriers at this time. And in the energy sector, Total Energy has announced progress on its offshore production infrastructure projects in Nigeria. The company says that the development is aimed at strengthening long-term production capacity and reinforcing investor confidence in Nigeria's oil and gas sector, despite ongoing global uncertainty. And moving across Africa, African leaders at the African Forward Summit in Nairobi are calling for urgent reforms to the global financial system. More than 30 leaders are urging international financial institutions to assess how African economies are rated, arguing that outdated risk classification continue to make borrowing more expensive in developing nations. Experts for development finance say the outcome of this discussion could shape how African countries access funding and attract long-term investment in the future. In a separate development across the continent, central banks in several African economies are maintaining a tight monetary policy stance as inflationary pressures persist. Policymakers are prioritizing currency stability, food price control measures, and effort to strengthen foreign reserve buffers amid ongoing global economic uncertainty. Financial experts note that while these pressures are helping to stabilize markets in short term, they may continue to weigh on business lending and consumer credit. On the global stage, oil prices climbed once again today as investors continue to monitor rising tension in the Middle East and fears of possible supply disruption. The increase is adding pressure across transport, logistics, and manufacturing sectors worldwide, with experts warning that prolonged instability could further influence inflation and global consumer prices. And finally, global financial markets across the United States, Europe, and Asia are trading cautiously today. Investors remain focused on inflation trends, central bank policy direction, and ongoing geopolitical uncertainty as markets continue to adjust to a fragile recovery environment. And that's the business update this afternoon.